The Cook, the Ghost and Her Sister. Written by Ellen Reid. Narrated by Sarah Kennedy. Recorded and produced by Brisbane Audiobook Production, 2023. Copyright Ellen Reid. This book is a work of fiction. Names, characters, events or locations are fictitious or used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual persons or events, living or dead, is entirely coincidental. This book is licensed for personal enjoyment only. No part of this book may be used, reproduced, or distributed in any manner without permission, except in the case of brief quotations embodied in critical articles and reviews, or transmitted in any form by any means, electrical, mechanical, photographic, audio recording, or otherwise, for any reason without the specific written permission of the author. For permission requests, please contact the author at ellenreid.com. Praise for Ellen Reid. Ellen Reid is a master storyteller whose interest in her subject is evident. Goodreads reader. Ellen is a prolific writer-author with a high turnaround of books. Her standard and style of writing is highly praised by me, and I'm astounded at the quality that always stays constant. Ellen is highly creative with her book covers and illustrations, which she does herself, and they always catch me by delight and surprise. I wish Ellen well in advance with other projects, which no doubt she has up her sleeve. Ellen's #1 fan, Pauline Reid, reviewer. Ellen Reid has a wonderful ability of totally submerging you into the surroundings and era. Goodreads reader. Author's note. The Cook, the Ghost and Her Sister is set in Australia in an outback town known as Charters Towers, or The Towers, as Queenslanders refer to it. Over the years, I've visited Charters Towers many times. It started as a gold mining town in 1872. For the setting of the story, I've borrowed some of my own family history. One line of my family came to Australia from Jersey in the Channel Islands, sailing on the Golden City. Francois Hodel and his family went to Townsville and helped establish it. His children spread out over Queensland, and Elizabeth, one of his daughters, married Edmund Harris Thornburg Plant, who became the wealthiest gold miner in Charters Towers. He built a huge house that was known as Thornburg House and later became Thornburg College, now Blackheath and Thornburg College. This is the house that inspired the setting for my story. This book is written in Australian English. All of the illustrations, paintings, and photos are mine. Prologue. Mabel, 1910. The smell of baking filled the house and drifted outside to the servants' quarters, where Mabel gazed at her wedding dress. Her mother, Flo, had been the cook at Hatton House for as long as Mabel could remember, and she'd insisted she would cook for Mabel's wedding. The wedding cake had been baked a week ago, and now Flo was cooking chickens and baked vegetables, baked ham and roast beef for the wedding breakfast. Then for dessert, Mabel called it pudding, there were trifles and jellies, baked custards, blancmanges and lemon flummeries. Mrs. Mary Hatton insisted no expense be spared, out of kindness to Mabel's mother and grandmother, who had been a cook at Hatton House too since 1872, when the Laguerceau family had first arrived in Charters Towers from Jersey, which Mabel knew was an island close to England and France. Mrs. Hatton had also ensured Mabel had learned to read and write and add up to 100. Mabel knew her mother would be sweltering in the hot kitchen, because even without the wood-fired ovens going, the day was already 101 degrees Fahrenheit. The summer heat was oppressive. Mabel wondered if they should have married in winter. There were only 2 seasons, hot and hotter, wet and dry. Mabel was born into it, but her grandmother said that the Laguerceau family had trouble adapting. Her bridesmaid, one of the maids at the house, dug her in the ribs. "What are you thinking of, just staring at your wedding dress? Thinking about when you take it off tonight?" Hattie giggled. Mabel giggled too. "I'm going to see how Mother's going. She was up at 5 o'clock. She must be tired." "I'm staying here. I'll get roped into work," Hattie declared. "Where's your Tommy? Not getting drunk, I hope."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?